Hello, everybody, and welcome to Euroschmoe, the European and South African-based Schmoedown of the show. As you can see, we're a man down, but that doesn't mean that we're or uh, any less awesome. uh, but yes, I'm Ben. I'm joined by Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Ben. Hello, everyone. Yeah, unfortunately, Liam is sick and he couldn't be with us. But we are happy to give you a rundown everything that happened in the Schmoedown in the Titans. Now we can easily call it Titans now because it is a Titans show. Hi, Luke. Hi, Thomas. Thank you for joining us. We are happy to see you here. Yeah, I think we have a fun show for you today. Uh, we can go right into it.
I just want to say every time Thomas joins, he says hello there, and I can just hear him saying that in like a Obi-Wan Kenobi type voice. Hello there. Yeah. Uh, uh, and so Mattia, are you ready to get into the show?
Yeah, as I said, we can begin. Yeah.
Yes. And we're gonna start with probably the biggest news, which is that Ethan
Okay.
Owen
That.
is now a big star. Imagine
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Uh, so I love it. The build up was great as well. Like every character, every manager wanted him. Every manager wanted him. Every manager wanted him. Uh, I was actually surprised because I didn't think that they would give two big players to the same faction 2 weeks in a row. Like introduced that people. I thought that he would maybe go to the um, fan favorites or something like that because right fan favorites doesn't have any big like the big player for right
I
now, right?
mean, we'll get into that later, but they got one big star or one
Okay,
big
yeah,
person.
but you know what I mean, like the
Yeah,
like
I do.
the like the player, yeah. And I really want to see Ethan as heel. Uh, that is something I really want to see, and I really am uh, interested what will happen with it as his character. What will happen with it? The build up itself. I liked when all the managers just bombarded Ethan. That was fun for me because I do feel that competitors can uh, feel that way, like sometimes probably when is the break in the season.
Hmm.
And yeah, mm, for him, like stars are now turning out to be quite a formidable faction uh, with Alex Damon, if it's confirmed, right? Because
Hmm.
now Roxy, like Alex Damon as your Star Wars player, Ethan and Chandru, and I do think that in the end maybe Janine will how to say it, cave and maybe go with Roxy because I do think that they want to reunite the time machine, uh, right?
I wonder. I think they want to keep Janine face for at least a little while. Maybe
Yeah, I
by
think
the.
that for a while she will like be the face, and then in some big event they could turn her heel or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And uh, yeah, so that's what I was thinking, and
yeah. Like Thomas Leo said here. She's too faced to return to Roxy, at least
Yeah,
for now.
right now that's the case. So I'm very like interested to see like the most interested I am for now for the Titans are maybe not the matches itself. I really want to see who will end up where. Like, will Dan Merrill be the fan favorites? I think it will, because like needs some like heavy hitters in his
Yeah.
faction. Who will be Paul Oyama's teammate as well in the swag. Stuff like that is what I'm really interested in. So I get what will show be now. It will be very story heavy. I will uh, I will now ask Thomas. I know that Thomas is a big match person and he really likes Schmoedown for the trivia. I really wonder what Thomas thinks about the new concept of the show with all the like storylines and stuff like that. Very favorite. I do feel like the story is the main course of the Schmoedown dish now, and and like the matches are something like the dessert in the end. And I don't mind that, but I wonder just how will people take that in. Also, I just want to say that production wise, you can see the difference, and that's the probably the thing that Christian talked about. You can see the bigger quality in the production. The intro for the Titans are something straight out of the WWE thing.
Mhm.
For the YouTube show, the production value is pretty good. To be fair, really good. Uh,
Oh yeah.
and I get the all the storylines. I get everything that they go for, and yeah. Ethan as a heel, we will see. Roxy is the probably best thing in the Schmoedown right now. And as you know, I always I wasn't a very big fan of Roxy when she was a face. I am now when she's a heel because I think it's much more suited as for her when her is playing a character, her as a heel is much better. And now that both Bateman and her as a heel, I think that we could have some great dynamics here as well. So we'll see. Uh, we'll
So
see. But yeah, I am
let
happy
me,
with the cutscenes and everything.
yeah, let me ask you this. Leo brings up an excellent point here, and this is something that I had question in my mind as well. Janine going to Kaiser, considering Kaiser's now pretty much a face with Smets and everyone else. I would be very interested to see that myself.
Yeah, that could be that could be, but I do think that they want a time machine to reunite. Uh, Janine is on the another level right now. She really is. Uh, at
So,
least, and now Ethan was always like the. I think the time machine finally can be what they thought time machine would be when they formed it.
mm,
So yeah,
so I have a question for you, and this is kind of a fan theory that I had kind of brewing ever since last week, and it kind of confirmed it when I rewatched the little recap that they did. Um, that's interesting. She'll probably go to corruption with Marisol. I don't much like that. Maybe because I'm too much in decep. I love deception, but yeah,
yeah. I don't think that.
that would be
I
interesting.
think Collins will be on the on corruption. They just want to
Yeah,
build some suspense.
yeah, we'll see. The only other thing, back to my fan theory. Did you notice that during the pay per view, who um, who Chandru was dressed as,
Loki.
but more specifically, Loki from the first Avengers movie.
Okay.
And Christian kept putting over in his commentary, "That's not the Roxy I know." So maybe Chandru has corrupted Roxy.
Nah, I don't think so. I just think like I wouldn't say that. I really wouldn't. Maybe, but I think that's a stretch, my friend. I think your imaginations go get a little
I,
yeah
I
get
still
go
think
get.
it's true. Look how much Christian was pointing out. That's not the Roxy I know.
I know.
She's acting very much like Clint Barton did. But
I
yes,
just think that like Christian was Christian in that thing uh, like yeah. So I really think that
yeah,
he just
it probably was. It probably was more like this, the Disney Plus show. But yes,
yeah. I just think that Christian wanted to uh, put it home that that was a surprise that Roxy did it. Uh,
I know,
I
I
think
know.
that that was
I,
his main thing. That's why I think your imagination goes a little wild now. But yeah,
yeah,
so
true.
yeah, so that's what I think.
Yeah, the slap heard around the world was pretty much
Yeah,
a heel,
yeah,
confirming her as a heel.
that's true as Luke said as well, and I think she's much better as a heel. So yeah, I really like the show overall. I do, as I said, I do think that it's more suited for the wrestling fan now than the trivia fan, and that's why I like that Christian said that people who only like trivia can just watch the trivia matches, the standalone matches, because Titans, it's a great show, but I don't think it's for everyone. You need to. I have a feeling that you need to really like wrestling, or really be immerse into the Schmoedown world, if you are going to like get the Titans and
Hmm,
what the Titans is. So, and I loved it. So I enjoyed it because I really, as I said, I liked wrestling. I watched wrestling, so I get it. And yeah,
that's fair.
that's it.
So, shall we move on? I didn't actually watch this match yet, but I know you're very excited to talk about your favorite, your hero, your man of the hour beating
Yeah, you mean the snub of the awards show? I do think so. Yeah,
Matthias
Mike
not sour. Everyone, don't worry.
Kalinowski versus Kevin Smets in the Batman exhibition match. Yay! So, as I assumed, and I said all season, Mike Kalinowski is the scariest IG person I think really right now. Again, he didn't lose his step at all. I will say I know that DC is his thing, and Batman is a DC character. So, but
The most
of course,
famous.
because I do think that players are not preparing so much for the exhibition matches. It's just fun for them, uh, and you could see that Mike knew a little more than Smets. Smets was really good. Uh, and he held his own. The They were both dressed as Batman, and that was
That
funny
was
and
cool.
nice. And the questions were very nice. I think that that's one of the. I get why they are doing it. I think it's very fun, and I think it's very nice for them to do it. I think it's brilliant for us as a fans as well. So
Hmm.
now the Batman is popular because the movie is out, and then we get the Batman exhibition match. It's great advertising for the Schmoedown. I think it's great for us just to repeat our knowledge on all the Batman movies as well. So
Yeah.
if you like Batman, that is the match for you. If you don't like the Batman, maybe you skip it, because it is like purely exhibition match. Also, if you like old Schmoedown, like the Schmoedown is we're used to doing them like in the third and second season, and that match has a feeling of the third and second season. So if you miss that feeling of the old Schmoedown, you watch that match as well. It, uh, it has that feeling with the better production, which is also nice.
Mm.
So I truly enjoyed that match. I will say that I have really do look forward to the other exhibition matches. I probably will watch everything. So uh, yeah, uh, it's also Thomas. It's not my favorite, but damn, it's not my favorite comic book character, but it is one of the best written. So I get why the Batman is your favorite. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. The questions were fine for the exhibition match. There were some hard balls, some easier ones. I am satisfied with the difficulty of the questions, uh, especially as an exhibition match. So yeah, that was fun. Um you could see that Mike and Smith just had fun with that match, and I loved it. So yeah, and just to say, Shannon played her manager heelish thing perfectly. Uh, she didn't put much mind into Smith's. She was great.
Cool. We'll move on now. Uh, so move on to the match between Jen Kemp and Doug Benson. It was a very interesting match. Firstly, we didn't really know that Doug Benson was going to be her opponent. I didn't know Jen Kemp was even going to be on the show until they released the Patreon match. Um, Doug Benson was hilarious in this, let me first say. Um, but then through the match, it was a pretty good first round. Some easy questions, one or two harder ones that I definitely didn't know, which I was a bit happy to see. I would like to see a few more harder ones, but hey, it's beginning of the season. I'm sure they'll pick it up later. Um, and then they had a second round where um, Doug was, I think he got Wilson. What did he get? Damn, I forgot. But yeah, Doug Benson dropped a few. Um, and then Jen Kemp got Mel Gibson. She didn't seem awfully comfortable with it, but she knew her stuff at least. Dropped a question to, oh yes, Gene Hackman. Thank you, Leo, our resident fact checker. And he did pretty well at it. Dropped a question that Jen managed didn't actually pick up. And then Jen got Mel Gibson, as I said, didn't actually drop the question that got stolen, and then pretty much ran with it from there. And then Doug missed his 3 and 5 pointer, and it was game set match after that. I will say, I two things that I want to say first before I hand it over to you, Matt. One, I really want a Wicked Smart shirt. I love that. um, but also, um, I really want them to pick up to get better streaming movies because my word, the two Netflix movies that they chose in the last week were awful. Firstly, Murder Mystery, which I'm sorry is terrible, and then they went to Death Note, which don't get me wrong, isn't a isn't the worst adaptation of an anime, but isn't the best either. So yeah, please pick some better
You
Netflix
are
movies.
very kind to that movie. I will just say that you are very kind to that note. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not going into that rabbit hole now.
So please pick some better
No.
Netflix movies.
Yeah. I
But
agree
Matteo,
with
what did
that
you think of
completely.
this?
So I was very happy, as Thomas said, when I saw who is playing. I love Jen and I love Doug, and I know that we would have great, great fun with this match. Uh, I do understand how they will do it, like the undercard and the main event every time, probably. Uh, as you said, the questions were maybe a little easier than the previous seasons. Overall, I will say, and I didn't say it last week, I do like the new concept that we have five questions in round number two. Uh,
Hmm.
Overall, I like it because it matters more now. Like there, if you get a perfect second round, that's 10 points, and then if you have a perfect second round, but much better than your opponent, and then your opponent has a better third round than you, then you are practically tied. Let's be fair. So I like that the third and the second round gets you the same amounts of points if you get perfect. I like that. Doug was, as you said, brilliantly hilarious, and he's here for the entertainment, and he does knows his stuff really as well. I am happy for Jen. She finally won her match, and she finally her winning record this season 1-0 finally does show what she knows, and I am happy with it. The match itself were fine. Like I still do like this season or is just starting, so this is the problem for me in every beginning of the season. Like not last season, I was very excited because last season we had all the rookies in the beginning, so I was very excited to see what each of them has knowledge wise. But this season we still didn't get the time, of course, to for rivalries, real rivalries to form. So my excitement is a little lower than, like, for example, last year or year before it, or yeah. But I think that with this concept, my excitement will just go up, and up. But
Hmm.
for now, it's just like it's not that, like, I do understand, as Christian said, this is a reboot, and this really like feels like a reboot. Like we are in the beginning of the movie. It's the only introduction to the story. Uh, so this is how I feel. But the matches itself, it was fine match. It's not something that blew me away. To be fair, and I'm happy for Jen, and then is looking pretty good now. Uh,
Oh yeah.
when you think about it, right?
Yeah. So just wanted to point this out as well. We got some questions, as Leo said, about actors who didn't appear in movies, which was an awesome twist, I must say. Like, what movie did this actor not appear in is an awesome
Yeah,
twist to a
yeah,
question, and one that makes you think.
yeah. I do really like that spin, and for the characters for the actors category, that's a brilliant question. And
Yeah.
I don't think that anyone prepared for that. Like the different kind of deduction. Uh, yeah,
Yes.
I love it. So just great job for the writers as well to still find a way to surprise us with the questions. Yeah, I like
Absolutely.
it.
And then we get to the main event, which was awesome. which was the kid versus JTE, Little Evil. And quite frankly, it was an awesome match. I didn't see the kid joining with Adam Witt, which he did, um, which was pretty fun to see the interactions. Uh, the
You
kid,
mean the JTE?
oh yeah, sorry, JTE. Please excuse my apologies. I was thinking before speaking.
Yeah,
I
I
like
was
that.
just
Uh,
I was just no Shazam didn't break up. What are you
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Sorry. I was thinking before I was speaking. But yes, JTE joining with Adam Witt, I did not see coming.
Yeah,
And to be fair, Adam Witt helped JTE in this one with an awesome challenge. I don't know that I would have given it, but it was definitely a challenge worth giving. Um, and quite frankly, um, we saw that both players got their opponent's strength. JTE got Oscars, which is one of the kids' strengths. They both spun away from the wild. Um, I think they both spun away from the wild card,
yeah, and I
which
get it.
was
I get
yeah.
why people won't be like, okay. So for me,
I would too.
uh, yeah, I would too, and I just want to say it. I liked when before, if you got opponents or spinner choice, you couldn't you couldn't spin again. Like, uh, I get why they did it. We as a fans did, to be fair, really whine about many times we got spinners and opponents, and this way we won't have that much spinners and opponents. But yeah, for me, if you got the wild category, you should keep it. Like that, I would put that as a rule, because I promise you, no one is crazy enough to risk it. I think, uh, if they don't have to risk it, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I got it wrong. They both spun away. JT spun away from Kevin Hart and Maya spun away from martial arts. I think it was
Yeah,
in the other match that they both spun away from the wild
yeah.
card.
I
But yeah,
do understand why Myers spun away from the martial arts against JT. Yeah,
mm.
yeah, and yeah, and this match was decided by the second round. Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's for sure. So
Do you want to talk about the challenge that Adam Witt got
you
to?
can talk. No. You talk about the challenge. I see that you are were like interested in that more than me. So for me, it was
So
a great move, but that's it.
yeah, so there was a question about the big fish. They asked what gangster. I forget the exact wording, but it was basically what gangster steals from uh, this character. And JTE was thinking American gangster movies, uh, Al Capone sort of characters, Scarface. But really, it was a kind of more Oliver Twist type gangster, um, which, I mean, to be fair, kind of fits the role. But yeah, he is in a gang of thieves. So, but because of that, because of the asking of the question, they went to Adam Witt challenged, which was a fair challenge, I think. And then something that struck me as interesting, Mattia, they went to Wikipedia or they quoted Wikipedia. I know they said that that wasn't the only website that they were going to. Sorry, not Big Fish, a fish called Wonder. There's too many fish-based movies. But do you have any complaints about them going to Wikipedia or anything like that? Because I know
So
Mark
for
did
me is
reference
this.
that.
For me is this. If you use only Wikipedia, then it's a problem.
Hmm.
If you consulted something else than Wikipedia and then you quote Wikipedia, it's fine. To be fair, most of the things that you can find in Wikipedia is correct.
Mm.
Uh, but if you consult only Wikipedia, that's a problem for me. But if you consult Wikipedia and something else, and then you quote Wikipedia, it's fine. And they said that they checked multiple sources, so it's fine. I think Witt already shown that he is a great manager on his own without Kaiser,
Mm.
because this is literally his job, what he did. Uh, like, you could see how the question could be misleading, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and he utilized on the thing that JT didn't know and challenged it rightly. And I will say this: suspects are no longer a thing. So I do think that uh, I do hope and think that fan favorites will win. I think that's my favorite faction now. If I look at the manager, uh, so he's the manager I will root for with.
Mm.
Uh, but we will see who will be on the faction. Uh, yeah.
So speaking of factions that we're rooting for, I wanted to actually mention this when we were speaking about the Ethan Owen thing. Do you think now with Ethan Owen and Chandru and Alex Damon all being part of the Stars, that they are what Finstock was 2 years ago and what Dungeon was last year? The super team, the team that everyone has to beat, sort of thing.
Hmm. What Shazam? Right? What?
No, the Stars now this year,
No.
right?
You still
They like
have
the super faction that
no,
everyone,
no, no.
because now they've got
To be
such.
fair, no, no. To be fair, corruption is like you cannot say that stars are super faction with
Mm,
when you have uh, when you literally have two champions on one faction and
yeah,
not call
true.
them super faction. It's crazy. Also, corruption. Uh, Also, corruption has two players who can play in three divisions and compete like on the
Yeah.
championship level. So with the smaller factions, not to say that the corruption is the yeah, not to say that corruption is the super faction everyone needs to beat. It's just crazy. But sorry, but I think that with the five players, they will really try to make the factions balanced, like
Mm,
as much as they can in the knowledge and in the strength. Because as we said, like Alex Damon, Ethan Irvin, and Chandru, and okay, we don't know two players. We cannot say that, for example, Stars top three are much weaker or weaker even than Corruption's top three.
mm,
So I also, when you look at something like the Dan, you have Bateman, you have like Harper and Jan Camp and the Soul. You can also say that their top three it's pretty good. Uh,
yeah.
so 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 we don't know, like uh, we really don't know, but which faction is like the best. Also, when you look something like Think Stock Exchange with the Barbarian who finally showed that he can compete in the like highest level of singles. You have Gold Leader, Griffin Humes, and King Khan, and they will
Mm,
focus exclusively on each other and their team. So what we don't know what will happen. So yeah, like I think that factions are pretty balanced this season.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Thomas agrees with you. Corruption is still together, minus Collins. So yeah, uh, I agree with you. Team factions are a lot more balanced this year. So then we had Ethan Irwin, as we said, come out, join the Stars. But then before we had a segment with Janine the Machine saying, let's get uh, Time Machine back together. And uh, Ethan pretty much crushed it, crushed that hope. And then um, we had uh, we had the setup for next week's match, which is
Wait,
Janine the Machine.
is that confirmed?
I think they said so. I mean, okay, maybe it's not next week, but it's definitely up and coming, so we should talk about it anyway. Um, but yeah, what do you got, what do you think? Janine the Machine versus Ethan Owen?
Well, uh, we'll see. I'm a heel, so I will be rooting for. Oh, it is confirmed. Leo said it's confirmed, so it's confirmed.
Yeah, I thought as
Uh,
much.
so it is confirmed. So I will say this: I will be rooting for Ethan because I really like the Stars now. I like that heel faction, and I will be rooting for it for him, and I want Stars to do really good this season because I want to see Roxy and Shannon fight it over again. I
Yes.
that's great. So I don't know. I really I'm hesitant to say anything. We don't know what Ethan was doing
Hmm.
between the seasons. We also don't know what Janine was doing between the seasons, uh, and with whom. So that's the problem. I'm very hesitant to predict. Uh, I do also think Ethan will win.
Hmm.
Uh, so I do think Ethan will win, but it will be a very close match. I may be wrong, but yeah, that's what I think. Yeah,
Yep,
not yeah.
I 100% agree. So that it's going to be a hell of a match either way, and I'm all for it. I'm very excited for it. Janine's been on pretty much an upward bound since last year. I hope she continues that. And then Ethan, who knows with Ethan? Sometimes he comes, he brings his game. Sometimes he doesn't. So it'll be interesting to see which Ethan we get there. But then we had a bit of a so you added a discussion here.
Yep, that's the last
Do you
one.
want to talk about that first?
No,
Okay.
that's the last one.
Okay. Then we had a bit of a cut scene with the tyrant basically saying nope, nope, nope to everyone. And then he saw Whitney Seibel and basically formed a team with him, which I will say caused me to drop one of my FCL players in my fantasy league and pick up Whitney Seibel. I think that's going to be very interesting. But yes, Mattia, what do you think about the beauty becoming a tyrant?
Yeah, sorry, I really didn't see that. I don't know. Maybe I skipped it or glanced it over mistakenly, but I didn't see that part. So
Okay.
he is teaming up with the tyrant,
Ty Lieberman,
uh,
yes.
Ty Lieberman, right? And they are
Yep.
not in the they are not the faction. They are just right the
They are
Val.
they're just themselves because
Yeah,
Whitney Seibold said he doesn't want to be led by Gucci or Roxy or anyone else. They're going to be a
yeah,
rogue team that are
uh,
by themselves.
yeah. I do think that they maybe. I have a feeling they have similar
Oh,
knowledge.
and managed by the Flittenflaus.
Yeah, okay. So yeah,
Sorry.
for me, I think that they could have similar knowledge of similar things, and that this is where I am a little skeptical. I do think that they could do good, but I have a feeling that the teams that have different knowledge does much better than the teams that doesn't have that knowledge. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. What do you think of the Flittenflaus managing then?
I think that's a good role for him.
Yeah.
He will be something like Gucci probably, not a person who will really manage, but the person who will be here for the entertainment.
Yeah. He'll basically be the mouthpiece for the team. I like that role for him.
Yeah,
As at least he's not taking a player's um, spot, which I like personally.
yeah,
So I see you added a thing on the wild card. Is there
yeah.
anything you want
So
to say about
guys, this is my new thing. I didn't want to say this to Ben because it would destroy its purpose. But as you all know, we have less matches than last year. So of course the show will probably be smaller, so less time consuming as well because we will have less things to talk about. But this is why I said this. Let's have wildcard, and wildcard is some team that no one knows about. One person from our show will find the wildcard team and not tell any other host what that team is, and we put others on the spot and we talk about wildcard team that some of us prepared. And as you can see on Ben's face, he didn't know about it because I didn't tell him, and he
Yeah.
doesn't know, what team it is. So I put him on the spot. Yay! And
If
we will
this is
see.
about
And
the punishment, I haven't watched the movie yet.
no, it's not. It's not about the punishment. It's a literally Schmoedown team thing. Don't you worry. It is about the Schmoedown. So uh, I saw on Twitter that
You got
Page
a
for
fan.
Bretty. So Page for Bretty was very upset at Sam Levine for building up the suspects and then like throwing them out as just so he can play. So two questions for you. Do you think that the opponent for the number one contender against Sam Levine could be Paige Fabretti, and why
Yes.
yes or why not? And the second, where do you think both of those players will end up uh, in the end?
You mean will they be
Factions.
rogue or will they? Okay,
Yeah,
factions.
yeah.
Okay, I don't see Sam getting a faction or going on to a
Okay,
faction. I see him staying rogue. Uh, Paige Fabretti, I kind of like Luke's idea about her joining with Bateman. So she could join the den and become Bateman's teammate. That could be very
okay.
interesting. That's just other, or she could join Swag. I mean, she's a face, so
Yeah,
could fit on Swag too. Um, my, I would say yes. They're going more storyline based, right? So, sorry, I answered your second question first.
it's
They're definitely
fine.
going more storyline based. So, if a storyline pops up, like Paige being upset with Sam, that's definitely something that they're going to go for. It also helps that she beat Ben Bateman last year, went pretty high in the rankings. So I think that is something that they could do and say she's got a number one contenders match. I don't
Yeah.
know what your thoughts are.
So this is what I think. Okay. Let's go with the first one first. So I do think that they will play. I don't think that will be a first match. Uh, and the second thing is, when will they end up? Interesting enough, I think uh, that Sam Levine could end up in the den. Uh, and here is why. First, Kate is looking for the players who can manage themselves,
Hmm.
basically. And Sam can really do it because he was a manager. Also, knowing Ben Bateman, uh, I think Sam is someone who Ben would try to get as his partner. To be fair, like uh, let's
Do
be
you?
honest here. Like, and I think that they would complement each other pretty good because I think Sam knows those 80s, 70s, and stuff like that, and Bateman is more like a 2090s guy.
Hmm.
So I think that that team would work. I do also, I do think that there is a big chance, as you said, that Sam goes just a rogue agent.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, but that's a big, 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 big thing. And when we talk about Paige, uh, I have two factions for her. I think it's either going to be Swag, and she is going to be Oyama's partner, or
Hmm.
I think it could be fan favorites as well. Uh, I think that could work. I think she would complement, for example, JT pretty good. For
Hmm.
example, I think that JT and her would be a pretty good team. Uh, to be fair, yeah,
That's fair. They both like the Patriots, so
yeah, and you could do some Boston team, right?
yeah.
Mm, so I see her go either to fan favorites or to the Swag.
Okay. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
I definitely like that. Like your wild card idea. Um. Definitely a surprise, but yes, I like it. Uh. So I think that's our show. Just a bit of housekeeping and behind the scenes. So next week, the Americans are going into daylight savings time. Uh, that being said, we are a European and South African based show. So we will not be switching times with the American show. So with the American clocks. We'll only be switching when Europe switches. That being said, we'll still be showing the same time in America. I mean, sorry, in Europe, the, for Mattia, for everyone else, for Thomas. But for our American fans, we are starting at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Sorry, uh, PDT. So that'll only be for the next 2 weeks. Then we're back on uh, time sync with everyone else, and we'll be back to our usual 12 p.m. Time slot.
Yeah. Oh,
Another, sorry, yeah,
we. Sorry, I just want to say we will not say much, but next week, right? We have a special guest. We will not say
yes,
who, but someone really special in the community, and someone really special, I think, for all of us.
for us.
Who is doing the after shows, and I think that everyone in the after show community does know that person, and I think it's his first, it's that person's first show, right? And I cannot wait to bring you that person live. So really tune in, guys. You will have a special treat next week, and also we will be in in the very very celebratory mood because it's the 50th show. So Euroschmoe will had his 50th show. 50 times we bored you with our thoughts and our and us speaking. And guys, thank you. It took less than 50 videos to get to 50 subscribers on our channel. Also,
Thank you.
we will try to update the channel before the 50th show, so you all can know that. So you can all know that we will go in not a different direction, but we will just introduce more things into the channel, and maybe new name and the new look of the show will be also representative of that. So please join us in the special uh, celebratory thing of the Euroschmoe. Maybe show will be a little longer because it's 50th, so maybe we'll have a little special themes on this show about our show as well. So please, guys, join our jubilary 50th show and speak Schmoedown with us as well. Thank you, everyone who joined. For Leo, for Thomas, for Luke, for Ryan, everyone who popped in. We are truly grateful. And yeah, I hope we will see you next week. As I said, in the Twitter, I am the Schmoe Matt, and you can follow me there. Ben, what is your plug?
Yes, you can follow me at the King Ben. You can follow Euroschmoe at Euroschmoe. Um, Also, if you're watching this in the repeat, please follow the card that will pop up. It'll give you a recommended video and a subscription button. Please click those. Subscribe to Euroschmoe. It helps. Leave a like, please. It truly, truly helps. Um, and
Also, guys,
yeah,
please, 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 if you didn't watch Save My Movies, it's great. It's a great show, and for everyone who joined, thanks, and see you next week. Watch
sure.
Titans, watch Schmoedown, watch us, watch the whole community. See you guys.
Also, follow Galaxy Geeks. They gave us awesome graphics, awesome stuff. So follow them as well, please. See you guys next week.
See you next
Bye.
week.